Okay, so let's say that you work a lot with the database list feature of Excel. That's where maybe you download accounting information or other database information from other programs into a worksheet, and then you do whatever you do with it, sort it, filter it, that type of things. And let's say that one of the things that you like to do with your data is to select the row, something like this. And then you go and you say, okay, I want to make it a certain colored background. So maybe you go in here and you say, okay, I want to make it with a green background, something like that. I'd also like to change the font to being bold, all right? And you also maybe put a border at the top and bottom of it. So you'll go over here, and we do a top and bottom border, which would be this one right here. Okay, so that's what you do a lot of, and you might do it for green, you might do it for red, blue, whatever it is. Well, even though that wasn't really a whole heck of a lot of steps to go through, it might be kind of neat to put all those steps into one single command or macro command. So where all we'd have to do is just click onto the row like that, hit a button that we've programmed, and it will basically do this to any other row that you happen to be on. Now, it might not be a major time saver, but given the fact that maybe you're going to be doing this a couple hundred times throughout your data today, and you've got 5-6 steps that you have to go through, I think it's pretty easy to realize that you can save yourself a lot of, if anything, aggravation or fatigue by putting all those formatting commands into one single command. So how would we make this happen? Well, first of all, what we'll do is we'll go back into our developer tab, and we're going to make sure that we've got the use relative references turned on. As I said from the last video, anytime that you're going to do any kind of formatting related type macros, you definitely want to have that turned on. That way it will apply the macro to what you've selected and not to what you originally developed it under, right? When you went to record it. So what we'll do then is you'll click anywhere on the worksheet. Now, I would say for this particular situation, we want to make this really convenient. So we want to make it so where you don't even need to select the row, you just need to be on the row, like just be on some row like that, all right? So normally then what you would have to do if you did this by hand, you'd be way at the beginning, you'd start here, drag it across, that type of thing. Now, we want to make it so where the macro will do all that for you, all right? As well as do the formatting. So I'm just going to click onto a cell, such as, all right? And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and click onto my macro recorder, my record macro button here, right? Now, I'm thinking I'm going to make this green. So I'm just going to say maybe band green, something like that. So the other thing is I'm thinking about a shortcut key, because this is something that I want to make it as convenient as possible. And instead of having maybe to click onto a cell and then having to go up and click onto the ribbon up here, or my quick access toolbar here, and click on one of the icons, I can instead just hit a simple set of keys on the keyboard, right? So in this case, what I'll do is I'll go over here to the shortcut key area. I'll hold down my shift key and maybe hit the letter G for green. How about that? Okay. We want to put this in the personal macro workbook so that we can use this on any file, right? As we learned from the last video. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit OK on that. And now we're ready to rock and roll. So, first thing, depending on where I clicked onto, I need to somehow get this whole area selected. And I can't do it by taking my mouse and doing that. That'll throw the whole thing off. So somehow I have to tell it that I need to get from here to the beginning, and then from here select all the way across to the end here. So whatever width that happens to be. So maybe when I go back to play this back on another database that's twice as wide, it'll still go all the way across that. All right. So how do I make that happen? Well, first of all, to get from here to here, we would normally hit the home key. The home key would take you to the beginning. The problem, though, is that it would build into the macro going left, left, left 3 times. And it might be that in the future, you might end up over here. And if you click on it, if you're here starting, it'll have in the macro to only go back 3. So we have to have something other than the home to get it to go back without it counting how far back, right? And the way you do that is what we do is we hold down the control key, all right, and we hit the left arrow key, and that will do it. All right. So built into the macro will be the control left arrow, not left, 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 as the home would do for you. I know it's odd, but that's just the way it is. So once you've done that, now we need to get it to select all the way across. And we're not going to use our mouse to do this. So how are we going to do that? Well, if you hold down, well, if you were to hold down your control key and hit the right arrow key, that would go all the way to the end. All right. What we want to do is have it highlight or select as it goes to the end. And to do that, we're going to hold down the shift key as well. So we're going to do a control, shift, and then right arrow key, and that'll go all the way to the right. And then you're going to let go. Now, once you've done that, now we can do all our formatting. So we'll go back and hit home, all right? We'll go ahead, we'll go to our color here, and we'll pick that green. I think it was this one here. Yep. And then we're going to also do the border. So we'll click onto here and do the top and bottom border. And we'll also make it bold. Now, once we've done that, we can just go ahead and hit the down arrow key. And there it is. So that has all been recorded. Now, we need to turn off our recorder, just like that. And to get an idea of what we just did, to actually see what that is, we can go back into our Developer tab, go back over to Visual Basic, all right? And then we can go scroll down. This is we're still looking at the window within our personal macro workbook here that has it in there. So we'll look at the bottom here. Oh, actually, that was from the last one. It looks like it put it into Module 2. All right, so it actually created another window here. So we'll open that one up instead. And there it is. So there's our band green. There's our keyboard shortcut. And there is what it had to put in there to do what it did. So that's pretty powerful stuff. So you can see at the beginning here, so select to the end, but go to the left, and then select going to the right, and then all that stuff. So pretty wild stuff. Good thing you don't have to put that together yourself. It's done for you automatically. I'm going to go and close that up. All right. And now let's go ahead and put that. Oh, actually, what we're going to do, we had created the macro, and we had used that shortcut key. So let's do that one first. So I'm going to go and click, let's say, over here. All right. I'm going to hold down my control key, my shift key, and hit the letter what? G. And boom, there it is. And I could, if I had one right after, I could do another G, control shift G, control shift G, and just keep on going with that. All right. Now, if we also wanted that to be in the quick access toolbar here at the top, do you remember what we had to do? Nope, you don't. Okay, so you go over here to to the customized quick access toolbar, right? Go down to more commands. Change this to macros. You'll see all the macros that you've done. The one that we've recently done is this one right here, the band green. Double click it. I can click onto there. Hit modify. I might even go as far as just picking the green box, right? Hit OK on that, and then hit OK on that. The way that my system is set up, for some reason it doesn't show color in the title bar here, so you end up just getting this the black and white version of it, basically. So anyway, that's what that one is. So I can actually click on to, let's say, this one here, hit the button, there we go, go a little bit further down, hit the button. Pretty neat. Okay, let's try another one similar to what we have here. let's say we want to make it so where, regardless of where we're at, it'll go back to the beginning, and it'll take the first one and make that a certain color, you know, with the border at the top and bottom. Go to the second column and make this a different color, and make this a third color. All right, and that's it. We don't want to do any more than that. So how do we make something like that happen? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just click anywhere that you want. Like we'll just do it on one of the empty cells or empty colorless cells there. And then what we'll do is we'll go back into developer. This is turned on, which is good. We will hit record macro, and we'll call this one row multi color, something like that. All right, and then we could definitely give it a shortcut key. We'll just do a shift M. Okay, so it'll be control shift M for that one. Okay, personal macro workbook, that's good. We'll go ahead and hit OK. All right, now the first thing, regardless of where we are, you know, on the worksheet here, we need to get back to the beginning. So that's going to be what? That's going to be control and left arrow key, right? Now in this cell here, we'll go back to home. We want to make it a top and bottom border. So we got that there. We're going to make it bold. All right. And then we're going to go to the color, and we'll make that maybe a light orange, something like that. All right. So it'll be that orange right there. Okay. So we've done that, and now that's all we want to do. So then we're going to hit the right arrow key. See? We're going to do that. So built into the macro will be go to the beginning, do that on the cell that you're at, and then when you're done with a few of those steps there, move over to the next cell over, next column in this case, and then do something else to that. So in this case, we'll make this one bold. We're going to make it bordered at the top and bottom. We already have that in the selection here, so we can just click onto that. And then we'll also go for the color, and this time we'll go with maybe the yellow. So we'll do that one there. Then we'll hit our right arrow key again. And then for this this one here, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and again, we'll give it the top and bottom border. We'll give it the bold. And as far as the color goes, we'll give that one maybe a light green. Something like that. Well, maybe not green. So now here we're changing our mind here, so it doesn't matter. I'll make that maybe the light blue. All right. So those will be the three, and that's it. And then when we're done, just hit the down arrow key, and that's it. So that's what we wanted to do. So then we'll go ahead and hit the stop button. All right. So now in the future, we want to run that macro. We could be way over here. And we got our shortcut key, which is the Control Shift M. So that we do that, and bingo, look what it does there. Look on the next one. So I can do Control Shift M and just M all the way down, just like that. That's pretty cool. So hopefully this gives you some ideas as far as what you can do with the macro recorder. We've got plenty more to come, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching.